I'm Cristina Gonzalez, and I am the Curvy Girl dating coach. And it was kind of an interesting story how I got here, but I basically am a dating coach for curvy women who are ready to experience self love, embrace their single life, and have confidence in dating. So I work with women so that they can feel sexy, bold, and owning it in every area in their life. So let's see. Once upon a time, I was in a relationship a long time ago in my 20s. I was finishing college and I moved on in to starting my first job in my career and all the things. It was all great and everything. And I was in this four-year relationship that pretty much just stopped going anywhere. And long story short, it just wasn't the right relationship for me. And I was 27 years old when I decided to move on. And at that time, I had all these thoughts in my head. I was like, oh my God, this story, like I created this story in my head where I had to go to college, like graduate high school, go to college, get a job, be married, have children, buy a house, all these things in a specific order. And it all had to be in this right timeline. And my timeline was all messed up. Like now I had to start over. How was I going to find a relationship and go buy a house and get married before I was 30? Because that was like this magical number that I had in my head that I was supposed to follow. And it's just not the case. But, of course I was in this panic. And then year after year, I would be single. And every year that I was single one more time, I would feel worse and worse and worse about myself. And it's like, I had so much to be thankful for. I had a great job. I had a career. I have a great family. I'm close to everyone. I had a nephew that was born. Like everything was going well. And I just was so focused on like finding the right person and getting back to my timeline. I didn't ever even have a time to like stop and like smell the roses and look at what I was grateful for, because I was just on this like mission and I wasn't even doing anything for it, like all I was just in this like panic of like, oh my God, nobody loves me. And it has to be because of my weight and I have to change myself. But it was all like wanting to change myself for the wrong reasons. I wasn't wanting to change myself for me. I wanted to change myself to find somebody to create this timeline and just fit in this picture that I was supposed to have. But that just wasn't authentic or real. So fast forward, a few years later, I'm past my 30-year mark and again, starting to feel, worse and worse about it. And I ended up joining a group, a weight loss group. And the weight loss group was totally different. It was all about mindset and learning how to love yourself in all, shapes and sizes, and love yourself even if you want to make changes. The point of that was to love who you are and find the right reasons for everything that you do and live your life with intention. So it was a completely different experience for me. And I started growing and learning to love who I was, exactly who I was. I thought I was this incomplete person when I was really complete the whole time, but I never was able to understand that. And so, finally, again, moving forward, I chose to become a certified life coach. And I wanted to empower single women. I wanted to work with a single women to learn how to love their life and embrace who they are as a single person, because the goal, sure, having a relationship is great and nice, but you still have to live your life in the moment. And you can't just sit and be like, well, I'm not going to buy a house because I don't have a partner. I'm not going to go on vacation because I don't have a partner. I'm not going to do this because I don't have, do it, go and do it. And I had to teach myself that it like life goes on and you get to make the best of it. And I got to have a decision and make a choice. And I really, really wanted to share that with every single woman. That's just a huge mission for me. And then I ended up, turning evolving my business into becoming a dating coach for curvy women, because I feel like that is just a area where we're lacking in. I think dating is very important for people, and it's a struggle and it's hard, but there's an extra layer of frustration and struggle with us curvy women. And I was single for 10 years, and it wasn't until I found my own personal confidence into knowing that I was already amazing, and I was looking for somebody to compliment my amazingness instead of looking to fill in some gaps. So I want to share that with the entire world, and I want all women to be able to feel that way as well. So here I am, and that's what I'm doing. And I really look forward to helping everyone see the beauty that they have within themselves. And it's so important that to know that it doesn't happen overnight. It happens with practice, and to start with just little baby steps, and to know that, every time you're down on yourself, to just realize like you don't have to be, and that you get to create those thoughts and those feelings. Like, you have to teach your brain to move forward, and it's like really like an exercise, when your brain has been like beating you down and telling you that you're not good enough and you're not worthy enough, and you know like teaching that your brain that you really are. It takes time, and it helps with a coach if you if you need a coach, but it takes a lot of time to figure out what you're doing, what you're saying, and how you can believe the future self that you want to create for yourself. So words do matter. And it's just a simple little thought change. Like, if you walk by a mirror and you're like, oh, I look so disgusting in my outfit today, like, change the outfit. You don't have to wear it. It's an option. But if you walk by the mirror and you realize you say that sentence to yourself, and then you can say, you know what, like, I don't look disgusting. I just don't like this outfit, and I can change. Like, just that's one baby step, so that the next time you walk through the mirror, you can, compliment your outfit, or be like, oh, you know what, my outfit's not that great, but my hair is on point today. So finding that little step to give yourself a compliment is the biggest change in your brain, because your brain's going to be like, what is happening here? Like, what is going on? Like, you're giving yourself a compliment, and then it's like looking and searching for more of that, because it wants to like feed it. You need to feed it so it can remember those things instead of all of the other things that you were telling yourself before.